The Cheltenham Festival for 2013 came to a shuddering climax with the Gold Cup on Friday. This was one of the most eagerly awaited renewals of Chasing's Blue Ribbon that I think anyone could remember. It was won by the 11-4 favourite Bobsworth, trained by Nicky Henderson and ridden by Barry Geraghty. The trainer describes this horse as the quiet man, the professional who goes about his business really without anyone noticing. It seemed that way almost in the race. He was popping away on the inside under Geraghty. Things got a bit desperate when the jockey's arms started to move 6 fences from the finish, but Bobsworth got back into contention and in the end won quite easily from Sir Deschamps by 7 lengths, with Long Run, a stable companion of the winner, back in third. An excellent run by both the placed horses. A great result for punters. Henderson said afterwards that he hoped that would take him to the trainer's title. He now has a very big lead in that over title rival Paul Nicholls, and he paid credit to his staff as he reached the 50th winner of his career at the Cheltenham Festival. We saw a star of the future in the Triumph Hurdle, the opening race. That was trained by Desi Hughes in Ireland, and it's our Connor. He was a 4-1 shot. He won by 15 lengths. He'll come back for the Champion Hurdle in 2014, for which he is already the favourite in some lists. He was ridden by Brian Cooper, the 20-year-old jockey who was on the mark on Thursday, described by Tony Martin, the trainer, as the Ruby Walsh of the future. Well, Cooper was in the winner's enclosure in the next race on the Martin-trained Ted Veal, who scored at 10-1. Punters piled into at Fisher's Cross for the Albert Bartlett Hurdle. JP McManus' horse went off at 11-8 and he scored with ease under Tony McCoy. Both men were in reflective mood in the winner's enclosure afterwards. They were remembering JP McNamara, who is currently in the French A hospital in Bristol with 2 fractured vertebrae in a critical condition after a fall here on Thursday. Elsewhere, Salsify won a very dramatic fox hunter chase. It looked as though he was going to have to settle for second, but the leader crashed into the rail as they came up the run-in, and that handed victory to last year's winner, on whom Coleman Murphy, the jockey, was becoming the first rider ever to win 3 runnings of the Amateur Riders Gold Cup. That was a good victory for punters. He was the 2-1 favourite. Elsewhere, Paul Nicholls, as we know, has had a frustrating week. Remember, Silviniaco Conti was still going well when he came down 3 out in the Gold Cup, but Salubrious gave the champion trainer something to think about when he won at 16-1 in the Martin Pipe Conditional Hurdle. Also, Nicholls was in sombre mood afterwards. His head lad Clifford Baker lost his son Dominic in a car crash 2 weeks ago, and afterwards, Nicholls dedicated the victory of Salubrious to him. The final race didn't exactly look the ideal getting out stakes. It was the Grand Annual. It's a 13-runner handicap chase, but it did go to the first winning favourite in handicaps of Cheltenham 2013. That was Alderwood, trained by Thomas Mullins, whose brother Willie scooped the award for the leading trainer at the festival. Those were the 7 winners, but Bobsworth's victory is one that will live long in the memory. That's the end of Cheltenham 2013. Some great highlights. Sprinter Sacre in the Queen Mother Champion Chase, I think probably the best performance we saw all week. That was on the Wednesday. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage online and in the newspaper, the Daily Mirror. We'll be back next year. Goodbye.